Did you know NBA YoungBoy was released from jail due to snitching? Rappers exposed him for it as it was announced. Looks like YoungBoy has been released from federal prison and either transferred to a halfway house or is headed home. I'll confirm soon. It's since been confirmed YoungBoy's home, but rappers are confused. Because No Jumper announced, Famous Richard says NBA YoungBoy is working with the feds. With an Instagram post reading, YoungBoy's telling, this is the third time getting released from the feds within 4 years on different charges. On King David, you can't do 10 months of a 23-month sentence. My first offer was 5 years for firearm possession. YoungBoy's definitely the police. He probably the reason Smirk's locked up, as fans showed this clip of YoungBoy just walking around in prison.
It is.
But alongside the video was the tweet of, honestly, I kind of believe it too. The timing, the energy, the way things are playing out, it's all looking a little too convenient. Wouldn't be the first time someone played both sides. In this game, you never really know who's working with who. But to understand why YoungBoy could have snitched, it's important to look back at when he was sentenced. Because when he showed up to court, YoungBoy's fans were yelling in the court's Zoom call to free him.
Free YB, man. Free YB.
Everyone needs to stay muted. Okay.
Free YB.
All right. Mr. Golden's case has already been called. He's done with court today. For those of you interested, everyone keep yourselves muted.
Free YB.
Free YB.
Free YB.
YoungBoy entered the courtroom moments later, where he smiled after seeing his fans share their love for him. However, as he made his way into the courtroom, YoungBoy signed an official paper indicating that he understands English and that his education stopped at the 8th grade. But did you know YoungBoy could return behind bars? Because court documents from his release mentioned that on March 10th, 2021, YoungBoy was arrested and charged with possessing a firearm as a convicted felon and in possession of an unregistered firearm. When it went down, YoungBoy was outside filming a music video with some friends, blasting loud music and dancing on top of cars. Unfortunately, a lady down the street got concerned and dialed 911. As she detailed, there were several men dancing with firearms in the air, and right as the officers arrived, they identified YoungBoy and placed him under arrest.
So yesterday at court, the body cam footage of the officer who put the cuffs on YoungBoy back in September during that music video, the cop comes right up to him, whatever, he puts the cuffs on him. And then YoungBoy's reaction is kind of hilarious. I thought it might be interesting for y'all. He was like, yo, big dog, man, what you doing, man? Why you putting these cuffs on me? That's who he was calling the cop. He was calling the cop big dog. He's like, big dog, you up right now. I didn't do nothing. You could search me. I got nothing on me. Cop doesn't listen. Cop puts him in and the whole time YoungBoy's like, yo, man, what you doing, man? Big dog, why? And it really goes to show you a lot about this case. YoungBoy didn't think he did anything wrong. He didn't think that they were gonna go and start taking footage from music videos and said, you held a gun in a music video and you're a felon and that's a federal felony and you're gonna face 3 to 5 years. No, and it really shows you that these federal laws, as applied to kids like NBA YoungBoy from the hood, are extremely unfair and extremely punitive, and we need to take a good long look on what's going on there.
While officers were putting YoungBoy in handcuffs, his cameraman tried to erase the video footage, as he knew it could incriminate YoungBoy for holding a firearm. But before the footage was all deleted, police seized the camera, giving federal agents video proof of YoungBoy with firearms. In his defense, his lawyers tried claiming the camera was taken illegally, but it didn't hold up in court. With it reported, YoungBoy has lost his appeal with the feds, and now prosecutors can use footage of him holding firearms to convict him.
Update on NBA YoungBoy. He lost the appeal with the federal appeals court. He can take it up to the Supreme Court. What happened? So the federal judge, the lower court, ruled in his favor. She said that the video of him holding what looks like to be a is suppressed. It can't be used at trial against him. The way you guys obtained it, you violated his constitutional rights. Now, the government went to the 5th Circuit United States Court of Appeals. The 5th Circuit said, you know what, we have a different decision, and we're going to say that the government can use that evidence. It is going to be allowed in the case.
Seeing that things weren't going his way, YoungBoy realized he had no choice but to accept a plea deal. Right before the official sentencing, it was announced, the judge gave YoungBoy a positive message about him being robbed of his talent and potential due to his addiction, and wished him the best of luck after he's out of prison.
Mr. Golden, I've seen so many times that good men and women who have a lot of talent and potential, that they can be robbed of that potential when they start to really struggle with their addiction. So I don't want that for you. You seem like a very talented young man. I'm hoping in your future that once you're done with your federal prison time, that you can be really successful on federal probation and have a really bright future where you can reach your full potential in every aspect of your life. Best of luck to you, Mr. Golden.
Thank you.
Anything
Thank you, Your
further?
Honor. That's all I have, if I
Okay.
could excuse.
You may.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you all.
So Youngboy was sentenced to 23 months officially. However, his lawyer later announced, "I wrapped up Youngboy's case. He got 23 months, but because of the way we worked it with credit on another case in Louisiana, he should be out in 3 or 4 months." With overcrowded prisons, it made his release even quicker, as this was hinted in an interview with Rich the Kid and Academics, where they agreed that Youngboy would be out very soon.
Drake YB Dirk right now. And I ain't gonna lie to you, because I was even looking at my Spotify like recap. Yo, I think hip hop is due, like, YB has to stay out of jail. Yo, we're thirsty for his. There's a
Get out in March, right?
yeah, it's
Excited,
more music with him.
Wait on it. Wait on it.
Youngboy's freedom might be short-lived. In a new push by the feds to keep him locked up, they referenced the passing of Jada Youngin, as the two had previously been friends with each other and Jay spoke very highly of him.
Me and Youngboy, soon we will be making music together. I'm a fan of Youngboy music. Yeah, we gonna collaborate pretty soon and put on for our state, because when we do, I feel like this is gonna be one of the hardest collaborations ever.
They ended up releasing a track together called Up With Me, but things turned sour when Jay posted a clip of an unreleased Youngboy track on Instagram. Youngboy fired back in the comments, "Delete this now. I don't know how you even got my song. I don't mess around like that." But Jay clapped back in this video.
I'm a real and I stand on everything, you hear me? Ain't no gonna play with me, ain't gonna disrespect me.
But Jay had another way to mess with Youngboy, because he rapped, "You put that comment on my post. They laughed about that, but I was laughing when your baby mama was on me." As photos came out of Jay hanging out with Youngboy's baby mama. In return, Youngboy lost his mind and released this video.
You be hiding. We real headhunters, man. Come on, man. Open their mouth. Came to what they was, man. Oh.
Although Youngboy's had more legal troubles because he skipped a court hearing in another state, which triggered the FBI to be after him. They staked out his mansion and waited for him to leave. Once Youngboy finally got in his car and left the property, they tailed him on the highway and attempted to pull him over. Ultimately, Youngboy decided to floor it down the highway instead of pulling over. Once Youngboy ran into traffic, he took off into the regular streets. Once he got a gap in front of the agents, he quickly jumped out the car and started a chase on foot. But it was a dumb move from Youngboy. He was dressed in designer shoes, tight jeans, a jacket, and diamond chains. With Youngboy running on foot, a fan noticed him running and took pictures of him trying to flee from the feds.
You know, talk to us, tell us what happened, or
As soon as
no?
we're done with everything, we'll take off the handcuffs, okay? But
yeah, I don't have a statement. I don't want to be detained in these handcuffs like this. I'm properly if I haven't committed a crime or done that.
Okay. All right. Give us a second, okay?
Okay, no voluntary statement.
Hey, he's not willing to give a
So,
statement.
you know, any statement, any voluntary statement?
No, sir. Mr. Martinez, I don't want to give a statement. I don't want to be in this.
These were serious charges for Youngboy. He faced counts including reckless driving and resisting arrest, which the judge didn't take lightly. But with the money Youngboy has, he hired top-tier lawyers and posted bond.
For Youngboy out of California is a $540,000 bond. He put up $500,000 in cash. In addition, he put up as collateral 2 properties worth in excess of $1.5 million, and he has to wear an ankle monitor. However, he's not going to be on house arrest. According to the bond set by the California judge, he simply has to wear the ankle monitor but is otherwise free to travel. Given that the California judge found that these circumstances are sufficient for a Youngboy, why would a Louisiana judge find any differently? The Louisiana judge is looking at the same facts, he's looking at the same charges, and he's making a decision under the exact same federal law. Sure, it's a different court and a different circuit, and the way the laws are applied varies somewhat. It shouldn't vary a lot. If this California judge said, hey, this much money and these restrictions are good, it would be very, very weird for a Louisiana judge to say, oh no amount of money and no restrictions. That would be very uncommon.
Despite his criminal history, Youngboy somehow managed to land a 23-month sentence, which is why it's so confusing to other rappers. Typically, if you have a long criminal history, you get extended prison sentences, yet Youngboy hasn't had that. However, Youngboy is still in a concerning position. He needs to stay out of old habits, or his freedom won't last long. Because he used to be focused on his music career, but in recent years, he changed to having more beef with everyone around him instead. One clear conflict with another rapper was with NLE Choppa, who originally dropped a track called Free Youngboy in hopes of getting him released, but Choppa switched sides after Youngboy disrespected Von following his passing. Youngboy released a 2022 song called Bring the Hook, repeatedly going after King Von after his passing. This stirred reactions across the industry, with academics tweeting, "Youngboy on demon time right now," and he dropping another whole tape. Lil Reese fired back, "That ain't no demon time, he just rapping like the rest of these rappers all rap." Choppa agreed with Reese, saying, "I stamped that," as he didn't like Youngboy, taking shots at someone who couldn't defend himself. With Youngboy unhappy with Choppa, he clapped back with the lyrics, "I bet your mama be destroyed when we send you to God for making statements, choosing sides about my beef with them boys. I could say I saw it, you could say I was your favorite." This led Choppa to explain his stance on Academics podcast.
He's not able to defend his name, bro, and it be a lot going on within his name about him when, to me, bro, he a real stand-up dude, and it was just unfortunate how it happened. Like, he came to a person as a man.
He elaborated further in an interview with DJ Vlad.
When you heard that, what'd you think?
It was funny to me. I feel like, it's not serious when it hit the net. It's funny. It's just entertainment to me.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. Good song. Nice bars.
Choppa also issued a statement saying, "Youngboy needs to be more careful. He's got a lot of people looking up to him, and he needs to set a better example. He needs to stay out of trouble and focus on his music."